Today we're breaking ground on our gardens, and these will be teaching gardens and community gardens. It'll be a place where we'll have an outdoor kitchen and a greenhouse, and we'll be able to involve the community, mostly children, in taking things from seed to table, actually letting them harvest from the garden and then bringing to the outdoor kitchen where we can cook with them in real time what they've seen grow. From there, we'll also go into the new building on County Street, where we're going to create the Portsmouth Commons. It'll be an open space for the community where we can do community events. We also plan on doing Thanksgiving meals, Christmas meals, Easter meals, Valentine's for spouses of deployed military, where we can bring the community in and feed them. It's what we do. We do food, and we do beautiful food, so we want to share that. We'll also have another large commercial kitchen in the new building, and with that, we'll be able to double what we're feeding here in this local community. I'm so often asked, like, how do you do this? Like how do you go to Myanmar after an earthquake? How are you in Israel after a war? Turkey after an earthquake? Ukraine after an invasion? How are you able to do that? And I think that we have incredible skills and talents and abilities, but I think it's drive. We do it because it's important to do, and we do it because if we don't do it, I don't know who's going to. I am a servant. And I just called to feed people. We had that call start 19 years ago, and I've been obedient to the call and just followed where it's led us. And it's led us to over 30 million meals globally, over 700,000 here in Portsmouth. Well, it's very important for us to do the very best meal that we can in any given circumstance. We believe that amazing things happen when you share a meal with another human. And that's what we're trying to do. So it should be the best meal that we're capable of. New Orleans was where Mercy Chefs was born. I volunteered after Katrina and hated the food that I saw other groups serving and said there has to be a better way to do this. There has to be a way to do high quality meals in high volume and do them in a timely way. And that's what Mercy Chefs does around the country and around the world, and here in our backyard in Portsmouth. Good morning, good morning. How are y'all today? The sun is on the way, I promise. Somebody asked me about my rain plan. I said, I have my wife here. That's my rain plan. She has great favor with weather. So I want to welcome everybody here this morning. Thank you for being a part of our groundbreaking and part of Mercy Chefs as we continue to grow from here in Portsmouth to around the world. It's been quite an amazing journey the last 19 years. With a simple vision and a simple call and my simple obedience, Mercy Chefs has grown into a major global nonprofit player. And it's just been incredible. I am Godsmacked every day. I can't believe what I get to do. The most rewarding thing I could have ever imagined. We're continue to grow and expand our scope, our outreach, our space here, and most importantly, hope. We continue to grow hope around the city, around the 7 cities, and around the world. I want to tell you a little bit real quickly about the project. We're thinking it's going to cost us somewhere around $3.5 million all in. We've determined that we can raise 2.5 of that here locally, and that is proceeding right now. I'm very pleased to announce that we've raised over $1.8 million. And as a result, it's time to put a shovel in the ground and get going on this. I want to introduce our fire chief, Chief Mangabot, and he's going to come and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Chief?
All right, thank you.
We're going to turn.
So our flag is going to be behind us, so we're just going to do a quick turn. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. We have some very distinguished guests with us here this morning, every one of you. We have some that are going to speak, and I want to invite them up now one by one. We'll start with our Honorable Mayor, Shannon Glover, if you'd come.
I'm going to begin, before I get into my comments, by just stating, wow. I remember when Gary came here and started this dream and this hope and this journey, and I was just excited about the kitchen coming. And lo and behold, look in the world what he and his team has done here in the city of Portsmouth and throughout the world, and we're very grateful that they're here and that they're doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. So with that, I want to welcome everybody. Good morning. Come on, y'all. Let's get it up a little bit. Good morning. I need some energy. I'm a high energy guy. I need energy. Help me out. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's very helpful. Before I make my comments, I want to acknowledge my colleagues that are here with us today from the best city council on the planet. My Vice Mayor, Bill Moody, is sitting there. I call him the elder statesman. Also, Councilman Hugo is with us. Councilwoman Catherine Bryan is with us. I see my colleague back there, Councilwoman Yolanda Edmonds-Thomas is with us, and Councilman Vernon Tillage, I believe. Did I miss any of my council colleagues? I guess I got everybody. So welcome, guys. Thank y'all for being here. What a tremendous day to be in the city of Portsmouth. First, let me extend the city's warmest gratitudes to Mercy Chef's founder, Gary LeBlanc, and his beautiful wife, Ann, the Mercy Chef's board, and every member of the staff and the volunteer corps. By choosing Portsmouth for this expansion, you affirm what we already believe. Our city is a place where purpose and people flourish together. Your investment will bring new jobs, new partnerships, and new energy to the waterfront community, and we could not be more thankful. To the entire Mercy Chefs family, thank you for the sacred work you do. Since 2006, born out of the devastation of Hurricane Katrina, you have responded to hurricanes, tornadoes, fires, floods, and even global pandemics. Whether working or cooking in mobile kitchens beside first responders in Maui, feeding families in Kentucky and after deadly floods, or standing shoulder to shoulder with volunteers during our own coastal storms, you have provided millions of professionally prepared, high-quality meals that nourish both the body and soul. And you remind us that dignity should never be a casualty of disaster. Today's groundbreaking is more than just bricks and mortar. It is a covenant, a promise, that when the next siren sounds, Portsmouth will be better equipped to answer the call. This facility will train volunteers and culinary professionals, stage mobile kitchens and refrigerated trucks for rapid deployment, store the fresh ingredients that turn emergency rations into comforting plates of food. In short, this new facility will be a launching pad for Mercy itself. But Mercy Chefs cannot and does not operate alone. Expansions such as this rely on neighbors who refuse to be bystanders. Businesses donate supplies, churches open parking lots, students pack utensils, and retirees roll up their sleeves to serve. When disaster strikes, it is that collective spirit that turns moments of crisis into stories of unity. Portsmouth understands this. We are a proud Navy and Coast Guard city. We know the meaning of watchfulness, readiness, and community service. Yet even the most disciplined response plans depend on the simple act of caring for one another. A hot meal delivered with a warm smile can be a steady shaking hand, spark the courage to rebuild, and remind everyone, even our weary responders, that their own sacrifice is seen and valued. So as we celebrate Mercy Chef's expansion, let us also ignite our shared commitment to our residents. Consider volunteering, donating, or learning disaster-ready skills. To our local businesses, partner with Mercy Chefs in supply chains and sponsorships. To our regional and state allies, know that Portsmouth is ready to serve beyond our borders whenever need arises. On behalf of a grateful City Council and the citizens of Portsmouth, congratulations, Gary, on this new opportunity. May every day here become a stepping stone toward brighter days for someone, somewhere, who needs just one good meal. Thank you, and God bless Mercy Chefs and the City of Portsmouth.
I'm stealing a line from that. Dignity should never be a victim of disaster. We're gonna put that on all the kitchens now, I think. Thank you so much. I want to introduce another one of our dear friends, an encourager, someone who'd stood with me first here in the community, and without whom's early belief in Mercy Chefs, I don't know that we'd be here. Bob Aston, the executive chairman of Town Bank. Bob, if you'd come and say a word.
Thank you again for being first. Well, good morning, everybody.
Morning.
It's great to be here today to share in this occasion. It's interesting how life goes in circles. Long before I knew Ann, I knew her father. And I had the privilege back in the day, and I've been around a long time, by the way, but I had the privilege to be Pat Robertson's personal teller back in the day when my boss actually made the first loan that started CBN over on Spratley Street. And I remember him coming in every day, and I'd meet him, and he'd come in with sometimes checks for $5 or $10, and to think all of that started here in Portsmouth and became CBN that has served the world so graciously today. And so, Ann, thank you for your efforts with Mercy Chef and Gary, and it was a real privilege to be able to step forward to help you all when you kicked this off. Mayor, it's another example of what can originate here in Portsmouth and go on to be something that's worldwide, and they're certainly doing that. I look at the great work that they do, and really, I guess at the end of the day, you're really doing the Lord's work in terms of serving folks at their time of need, and maybe their greatest time of need. And I look at all of the things that you all are doing, like the recent disaster we had down in North Carolina with the terrible flooding that went on, and you all were right there on the scene, and now to think that you're spread across the whole company and country rather, and it's just extraordinary what you all are accomplishing. So Town Bank is proud to be here to continue to support you going forward in this endeavor, and look forward to the exciting renovation of this building that's sitting back here behind us. It has quite a history in the city of Portsmouth as well. Some good, maybe some not so good that went on in there every now and then. But we're happy to have you all bring the Lord's work to that building and straighten it all out. So thank you all so much for allowing me to be here this morning, and thank you so much for what you all do to make the world better. Thank you. Thank you.
It's just incredible. I'd like to also introduce another one of our lead sponsors. We have three of our lead sponsors here with us this morning. Steve Best, the President and CEO of the Beasley Foundation.
You're here.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and Gary, Ann, Mr. Mayor, distinguished guests, members of the board, ladies and gentlemen, what an honor it is for me to be standing here at this hour on this day representing the Beasley Foundation and Mr. Fred Beasley, but not just Mr. Fred Beasley, Judge Richard S. Bray. He was a past president and chairman of the board for Beasley Foundation. It was Judge Bray that first got introduced to Gary and Ann and embraced your vision for what you're doing here, and because of that, it created what I call a kindred spirit. And if you look around this grounds and you see what's going on here, and you look at the people who are involved, you know there is definitely a kindred spirit. Whether it's Judge Bray, whether it's Fred Beasley, his foundation, Gary and Ann LeBlanc, the Mercy Chefs team, Town Bank, City of Portsmouth, it all has connective tissue because it all is seeking one increasing purpose, and that is to do good for people in the community and in the world. And we're glad to be a part of that. You know, the thing that struck me, Judge Bray, who, if you knew Judge Bray, you knew it was no easy task to convince him as a new nonprofit that you're worthy of being invested in by the Beasley Foundation. He had exacting standards. It's the second legacy that I have taken the mantle up for, the first being Fred Beasley himself, but the second being Judge Richard Bray. For almost 20 years, he is the one who carried that Beasley banner forward and made it into truly a brand image in the region. And because of that, I have the honor of being here and to follow that on. But the thing that struck me was that Mr. Beasley was a man of vision. He was born right here in Parkview, and he started his business about 5 blocks away over here on Middle Street. That's where the Beasley Blanchard hardware store was. He built his first fortune here, and he lost it all here in 1929 in the stock market crash. He picked up his family, he moved to Atlanta, he created another vision. And this time, it's a vision that fits very, very nicely with what Mercy Chefs is doing. The vision is to create a system that will deliver goods and services that will have positive impacts for people at a time when they need it most. And Mr. Beasley did that. So from his meager beginning here in Portsmouth, he created an international company that provided goods and services, and it moves commerce, and it helped provide safety, security, and it created nutrition. It created everything for a family to thrive, and Mr. Beasley was all about doing that. And the second thing, thank you, and the second thing that I was impressed with was the ability to create a business model. Now, I'm a graduate of Regent University, the university founded by Ann's father. I too have a kindred spirit with Regent University and Pat Robertson and all that he created there. But in business school, the one thing that I was impressed with was the ability to create systems that will consistently deliver goods and services in a timely manner with excellence. And if you listen to what I just said, I have just described to you what Mercy Chefs has done. They have created a system of service delivery that delivers meals that are hot and fresh and timely and put it in the hands of people who need it the most. And lastly, and I know that I've got a young lady that's going to be holding up fingers right now. There he goes. She gave me the one. The last point I'd like to make is the kindred spirit between the vision and the ability to create a system, but more importantly, and that's the third and final point, is changing lives. Mr. Beasley was all about changing the lives, especially of children, creating opportunity for children, and for anything that tangentially touched and concerned a child. Mr. Beasley was all about creating capacities that would improve lives. It's kind of like feeding people with body and soul. So that is the third intersection that we have in this kindred spirit that I see between Mr. Beasley, the Beasley Foundation, Gary and Ann, and what they've created here, and the entire Mercy Chefs team. So with that, Gary and Ann, we congratulate you. We're proud to be a part of this. We're going to be here for you. It was no easy feat to convince Judge Bray to give you that first grant, and I have to tell you, it made it easy for me to continue. We are impressed. We love you, and we wish you Godspeed in what you're doing here. Thank you.
Oh, I wish Judge Bray could be here today. Well, the third of our guests today that were so generous with us with the lead gifts that are making this possible is Frank Batten Jr., the chairman of Dominion Enterprises. Mr. Batten.
Every Wednesday, the church I attend in Norfolk, every Wednesday night has a dinner for a community dinner, but it mainly serves homeless people. And about a month ago, my wife and I were volunteers at that dinner. And the food for that dinner is provided at a very reasonable price by Mercy Chefs, cooked in the kitchen right here in the first floor of this building. And the food was so delicious. The lasagna, the salad, the rolls, and then to top it off were unbelievably good chocolate chip cookies. And the guests at the dinner kept asking for seconds for everything, but especially for more of those cookies. So I think that's a great example of what Mercy Chefs does, both to serve people here in the local community and of course with disaster relief around the world, is serving really high quality food to people who are in need. And I think the real power of that is what it communicates to those people who are receiving the food, that they are valued, because often they're people who are in trouble or who are not valued in life. And the love that comes out from this building and spreads throughout Hampton Roads and throughout the world is just a wonderful thing. So we at the Landmark Foundation have been delighted to support your work. Thank you.
Forgive me, I gotta follow a little bit of a plan here, or I'll get off on a tangent. We'll never get out of here today. I want to introduce a video that we're going to share with you that has a little bit to do with what we're doing and shows you a little bit of the garden and the new building that we're announcing today. So, bringing hope to Hampton Roads. Let's run the video.
Some people tell us sometimes, they're like, hey, I didn't know where my next meal was going to come from. Which, to hear that, it hits different. I can't fathom knowing that kids go home at night and they might not get a meal.
You can drive around and see the need everywhere you go. This is where we're from, so if we're going to help anywhere else, we need to at least help in our own backyard.
Every city has a need. Every city needs Mercy Chefs. It's very special that we're able to do that right here in Hampton Roads, right down the street from our own homes.
When I see you all on TV, and I be thinking, well, they're everywhere, and you're not just doing this for us, you're doing it for everybody overseas and all hard-hit places and stuff. Yeah, it's a soothing thought that, that this organization would have that kind of heart to reach out like that to people in need.
We serve organizations all throughout the 7 cities here in Hampton Roads, from Newport News all the way down to Chesapeake, allowing our partners to fulfill their mission, allowing us to fulfill our mission by giving somebody a meal that might not have it for that day. It's a win-win.
We partner with a lot of nonprofits to improve their programs with a focus on kids, the elderly, anyone that needs help. Basically, the one question we ask is, are you hungry? We don't necessarily need to know why you're struggling, how you're struggling. We're just trying to help you with a hot meal.
We really put our heart and we put our love into all the food that we serve the community, and it gives them hope and it gives us hope.
Some of our veterans don't have the resources they need. These guys love it. They're so happy to receive anything, but especially food, because, a lot of veterans are struggling right now. And just to put a smile on their face, and basically these guys love the food and love the conversation that we have together.
I just turned 80 years old, so I have to watch what I eat, and you guys have very healthy food. The menu is really very good.
Us being able to come in and fix breakfast all the way through dinner just allows us to be able to know that at the end of the day, these people are being fed, that they have the strength, that they have nutrition, that they have the awareness that people do care for them. Just knowing that they get a hot meal and that's one less thing they have to worry about, it just makes it all worth it.
Being able to actually put together a really great meal for the community that's like gourmet chef prepared meals, and put your love and your care into it and actually see the faces of the people when we deliver it to them. They recognize the Mercy Chefs logo and everything, and you can just tell that they're a pillar of the community.
We put so much love and so much passion into the food into our cooking classes, into everything we do here, because at the end of the day, we want people to feel that love.
Looking forward to the future with our new synagogue building being opened and remodeled. We're looking forward to being able to serve and to train and teach single moms, to teach kids proper food handling, basic cooking techniques, how to grocery shop on a SNAP budget. We'll be able to partner with local schools for possible after-school programming. We'll be able to partner with other homeless outreach centers where people could come and learn and train and hopefully get on their feet through our job skills training program.
As Anne LeBlanc would say, we can't sit around waiting for a deployment. We need to help in our own backyard. There's need right here, especially in Hampton Roads for us, because we can't help but feed our neighbors.
They know that they're not in it alone, that they have someone that's there to help them and, you know, take care about them and show them that love and that hope that they need.
I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I'd like to introduce our chairman of the board and dear friend who heard about this maybe before any other human being other than my wife and my father-in-law. Honorable Robert McDonald is going to come and pray for us. I'd also like to invite my wife Ann, Nick Beckman, our Director of Facilities and Logistics, Adam Woods, our Chief Culinary Officer, Shannon Glover, Bob Aston, Steve Best, and Frank Batten Jr. If you would all come join us, and Rob, if you would make a prayer for us.
As these folks make their way forward, from the depths of our heart, thank you. Thank you to the leadership of Portsmouth. Thank you for the visionaries. Thank you for those that have made the step, the advance, not only with their words, but in actions. The individuals that you see here and the individuals that I get to see are leaders, and that what that means is leaders take the first step. But it also means that you have people that follow you. I am confident that your heart resonates, as does mine today. And the significance of this moment as we break this ground, as you understand and appreciate, this is hallowed ground. Over 130 years ago, this ground was broken, and we break it yet again with the same purpose in mind, with the same heart, with the same sense of compassion, compate, the ability to suffer with others. But when we break this ground, it's something new, but it also recognizes that we are restoring, we are bringing restoration, that we are rehabilitating, that we're doing something new in the midst of something old. And it's not just about this facility, and you understand that. It's not just transforming a space and a place, but it's about body and soul. Because not only do we feed those that are in need, and we say thank you for those that aren't here today. You understand there is a multitude, there is a host, and that's what brings you here, are those who do not have an invitation and a space, a place at this place. But Mr. Batten, a place like this also serves each and every one of us when we're hit in a moment unexpectedly of disaster. Those things that you would never expect to have happen, and yet Mercy Chefs is compelled, and I say this, thank you, Gary and Ann, one more time. Thank you, Gary and Ann LeBlanc. Thank you for your yes. They are compelled. How do they do it? It's been mentioned, but we haven't even mentioned nearly over 30 countries we're in right now. Not only this country, but Gary and Ann saw the need in their own backyard, in their neighbors, and they are compelled. They are compelled by the love of Christ. And that love compels them. And sometimes, more often than not, folks will ask me as chairman of the board, how do they do it? How do they do it? How do you show up in Maui where there's been a fire and you feed people? Bob, you got to wait for a barge. How do you show up in the middle of the Middle East and feed everybody? How do you do it 3 days after a war starts? The love of Christ compels them. And I thank them for their faith and for their vision. This moment, I'm just going to ask you to, as we just give God thanks, join me with a sense of prayer. And as we do so, we're giving thanks for so many things, and we'll fall short today of all those that our heart is filled with gratitude for. But we also give thanks for those that we serve and the opportunity to be of service to them. Join me in prayer. Father, thank you for the privilege, first and foremost, of knowing you as our Father. Thank you for inviting us to participate in your work. Father, thank you for inviting us every day to join you on the front lines, to those that you love the most, and that's every one of us. Father, thank you for giving Gary and Ann not only the ability to look into the face of need, but to respond to that, to not walk by, to not turn an eye, but to participate in the moment. Thank you for every meal that's made. Thank you for every member of this team that makes this extraordinary mission take place. Father, we thank you for your love, for your grace, for your mercy. Thank you for vision. Thank you for those that come alongside, both members of Mercy Chef and those that contribute and the volunteers. Thank you for every individual. Father, I thank you for every individual that's here. I thank you for the leadership of this great city. And I thank you for those that we get to serve both here and in this country and around the world. Thank you for the opportunity to bend a knee and just serve a simple meal in the moment of hunger, in the moment of crisis, feeding body and soul. And it's in your precious and mighty name, in the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Amen.
Look at that. Yeah.
Well, that was fun, and we get done. There's so many people that we want to thank, but we want to be brief, so I won't get started. But I also do want to thank Wendy and Jenny. Wendy McGrady with the Curtis Group has just been a dear friend and a pathfinder for us as we've started this capital campaign. Our timeline is immediate, close to immediate for the gardens. Out here we're going to have a beautiful tactile sensory garden that people will be able to come and wander through, to a greenhouse, an outdoor kitchen, because we're chefs, we do kitchens every time we do something, and then gardening. Seed to Table is going to be something that will be able to engage the youth of Tidewater in. They'll be able to see the scene grow, and they'll be able to pick from the garden, and we'll cook with them right here in the midst of this. It's also going to take us into the new building that you got to see pictures of, that will serve as a training ground, will serve where we can expand our teaching, cooking, and job skill training classes. It's also going to be known as the Portsmouth Commons. It will be a place open to the community and open to the people, where we'll do special events all during the year, where we will invite people in for a meal. On the first floor, we're going to have another kitchen, a larger kitchen that we'll be able to better serve the community out of, and some additional office and support space. We continue to grow. I remember when we first got 7-Eleven, we had a friend that was here, and we had just moved from half of my garage into that gorgeous building and he asked me what my expansion plan was, and I laughed at him. I was like, I have 9,000 feet. What do you mean an expansion plan? We'll never fill this place up. And yet we've continued to grow from there into the surrounding buildings. I want to mention also that our community kitchen here mirrors in Richmond, where we have a community kitchen, in Nashville, where we have a community kitchen. We announced last week we're doing a community kitchen in Tampa, and our chef team is just back from placing equipment and hiring a chef. And today I can say that with our recent experience in St. Louis in the aftermath of the tornado, Mercy Chefs has made a commitment to stay in St. Louis in that horribly damaged neighborhood with an additional community kitchen in Missouri. What a fabulous day to celebrate hope in the form of a meal. Thank you for being with us. We have refreshments, of course, inside 7-Eleven. You're welcome to wander the facility. You're welcome to go tour. My grandson Daniel will be happy to show you anything that you need to find. So again, thank you for being with us. And to our lead sponsors, I am so humbled and so grateful. We don't get to go unless somebody sends us. We don't get to do unless somebody stands behind us. And you have done that. And I am so incredibly humbled and grateful for your generosity. Words escape me. Thank you all for being with us today.